Hi again, guys. Thank you for staying tuned for this game. Basically, it's another interesting game for you. It's Rift Rush against Ectik. We've already seen Ectik in action just a few days ago, and they won their game. So let's see if they manage to take the number one spot and keep that spot in their group stage. Together with me, there's Mark Gregg, who commentated with me last time. Say hi, Mark.
Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I'm Greg, as Matteo just told you, and I'm going to be the co-commentator for the game between Ectic and Rift Rush. So
So,
Matteo,
do you
what
have
do you
any
think? Oh,
hmm, do you have any expectations for this game, Mark? Oh, just
to be very blunt, and if we were to analyze, the overall elo displayed by both teams, we seem to have a
yes,
mixture between, platinum-ish, an average elo of platinum against an average elo of silver, one would say.
yes,
So I'm
true.
really hoping that the silver players are going to be able to put up a very good fight against the platinums, and hopefully, they won't be discouraged and demotivated, and try their utmost best in order to win.
Yes, I seriously hope that the silver elo players, do put up a challenge. Of course, as we said before, elo as such does not determine if you win or not. I mean, clearly, if one had to take elo into account now, the Ectic have the clear advantage. But perhaps,
True.
Rift Rush work really good as a team. We never know. So that would be quite interesting. And honestly, I think it's some more pressure on Ectig because they really want to show us that they can beat at least silver elo players.
That's it.
So I think we're ready to enter the banning phase. Let's see
It
if the
seems like
players are.
it.
Yeah, I think they're
Um,
ready.
so we've already seen Ectic play in a previous game. How much do you know about the team they're playing against, Rift Rush?
to be honest, not much. I think
A
I'm.
little homework.
No, no, no. I mean.
To be honest, not much because I haven't played against them even in custom games. I might have met the one that is banning right now and Kalino Iswet in some games, but I'm not too familiar with them, to be honest.
Fair enough.
And it's the first game they're playing, so we don't see exactly who they're maining and who their best champions are.
So here we seem to have entered the banning phase. So the first ban going out from Rift Rush is a Zac, and instantly followed by a Vayne. Two picks which are highly contested at at the top level of competitive play. The fact that both champions are capable of so many different things. Zac being an amazing laner, is very strong in the laning phase due to the poke from his Q, as well as his innate regeneration by picking up the blobs. Vayne, of course, is arguably the best scaling AD carry in the game. And the Kassadin plus Thresh Ban, what are your opinions on those?
Well, Kassadin, I'm sure that I think they banned Kassadin because either their mid laner is not willing to face a Kassadin in lane, or because the Kassadin, has such good roaming potential and a good
I agree.
anti-mage mechanic that sort of it's easy to literally dominate a game with him. What I'm really curious about is why Ectik
Malphite.
banned Vayne. Because last game, if you remember, the Lone Shadow had played Vayne, a really good Vayne. And
Indeed.
You remember that game? You were with me actually commentating on it.
Exactly. It's quite possible due to the fact that they are on the purple side, which means that they get to pick after the blue team picks a single champion.
Yes, very true. It's
And
true.
so for the rest of the viewers, if you're on the blue side and you're doing the picking phase, so the blue team gets the first ban plus the first pick. Purple team obviously gets the second, fourth, and sixth consecutive bans and gets to pick two champions after the blue team has picked first champion. And there we have the introduction, by DJ King.
Yes.
we'll call him BJD I think.
BJ, and might hint to somewhat perversive actions, but we're sure you.
BJD. Let's keep it at BJD.
Okay. That seems even more perverse in my opinion, but yes. So we'll have the Shen first pick. Shen is an extremely powerful laner, coupled with the fact that his global ultimate is definitely not to be underestimated, providing an amazing shield, plus the teleportation of Shen. Person he has targeted after a couple of seconds. We have the Janna and Jarvan picks being taken by Ectik. Janna, of course, has got arguably one of the most game-changing ultimates in the game, and Jarvan's overall presence from the early to the late game is amazingly strong. So,
apparently Chisk has just informed me that there is a lull bug currently. It's saying stopped working. Retrieving data from server, so let me see. Well, Chisk picked his champion, so...
no, that's just a minor bug. As in, it won't have any effect on the group phase whatsoever, and the game should then proceed normally.
Yeah, it should proceed. Okay, never mind. We had that technical difficulty, thanks to Riot, I guess. Okay, Gab DC'd in fact as well.
Oh, I see.
But we'll have the same bans and picks from now, huh?
Okay.
Because it wouldn't be fair. Okay.
So don't worry, viewers. Stay tuned. The game will recommence very shortly. Hopefully, there won't be any annoying riot bugs come our way. And stay tuned for a very, very potentially interesting.
So banned, we had seen the bans. Zach Cassidin, no? And it was Zach Cassidin and Malphite against the Vayne, Thresh and Sejuani ban.
Right.
Okay, so we should see those bans again. The picks we had already the Janna and Jarvan for Ectik and Shen, Blitzcrank and Caitlyn, if I remember correctly.
That is quite true. Here we have the people who are joining us stated. We just have to wait for the last remaining 2 members of Ectic, and the game can commence once more. Judging by their picks, what was your overall impression? Especially, I really like watching that first pick Shen, because even though that Shen is a very strong champion overall, there are specific things in the game which can easily counter him and literally shut him down for a relatively long period of time during the whole game. So
what I think will happen is that if Blitzcrank after 6, of course, manages to get a good grab in bot lane, we might see a 3v2 immediately, because Blitzcrank will manage to pull the enemy AD or enemy champion towards him, and he'll just Shen will just teleport on them and will just taunt the enemy, and I'm sure it's a secured kill there. If not, don't know, but
Shen can instantly teleport anywhere. Depends on the enemy HP. On the allied HP as well, because sometimes Shen just teleports to save an ally rather than to set up a play.
What? So here we are back in the pick phase. Obviously, same bans, same picks, Mateo.
Exactly.
Which have been the last pick which they had actually taken?
So we have a Shen Blitzcrank, Caitlyn for Rift Rush, John and Jarvan. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, there they are, exactly. Now it's Gab's turn. In fact, he had DC'd Gab. Yes.
Had he managed to pick?
Yeah, what do you think of Blitzcrank as a support? Do you like him, his playstyle, his mechanics?
To be fair with you, whenever I play AD carry, one support which I literally hate having with me is Blitzcrank. As in, I'm so used to, playing with bad Blitzcranks. I would just prefer to avoid him in general rather than actually have him with me.
Understand you.
The thing about Blitzcrank is that people don't know how to utilize him well. Like, a good Blitzcrank isn't necessarily a Blitzcrank who manages to grab every single person he ever pulls. And as in, he lands every pull. The great thing about a good Blitzcrank player is that he is able to zone people simply because they fear getting grabbed.
Exactly,
So
yes.
just by using that fear tactic, you are able to literally zone an entire bot lane just by positioning yourself well and positioning yourself in a threatening way. That is unfortunately one thing which many people don't know how to do when playing
Very
Blitzcrank.
true. So you remember the game with Ectik versus Ice Blooded, and Ice Blooded had banned Rumble.
Right.
So I actually did my homework on that part, and apparently Gab does play Rumble quite well. So it was targeted at Gab, that Rumble ban. And
I
now we
see.
see him pick Rumble, in fact, since the champion was not banned. So
Awesome.
interesting, huh?
And as we all know, Rumble is a hard counter to Shen
Yes,
because
exactly.
Shen is simply not able to withstand the constant torment of harassment coming out from Rumble's Flame Spitter, which is his Q ability. Also,
Exactly.
when Rumble active game was so fun.
Yeah, same. Active game
Right,
is
what
not
the hell's
found.
going on?
Oh god.
Um,
It shouldn't be a problem though. Let's hope at least.
Now I have a very dark, visual image
Yeah,
of the champions.
don't vision. Oh
Okay.
well. Will we see a cartoon?
So it must be that Nocturne making everything much darker.
Yes, that makes sense.
Exactly.
That actually. And look at the name, Kalino Wiswet. His name is Black. I mean,
Lalo,
Kalino
it's Rolle's twin, man.
Black. So yeah,
That might be the reason why. Okay, we found right something like that.
We found Rolle's problem.
And Rolle's problem.
Exactly.
So, of course, Veigar being picked against Karthus, yes, very good counter to Karthus, Veigar. He can burst him instantly from full HP. But of course, Karthus' utility will still be there, because even if he dies, he can still, due to his passive, dish out a lot of damage. And of course, cast his abilities for free.
That's right. Now, the thing about Veigar is his farming mechanics are very similar to Nassus's. In the way that, for every creep killed, Veigar gains a permanent 1 AP, and depending on the level of his Q, he will then gain from 1 to 5 AP per champion killed.
yes.
So, and including assists, and assists will also grant, do they? Well, I'm actually not sure. I'm quite
bit
sure
power.
assists do also grant ability power.
Oh, we see Fizz now,
Oh, a lost second swap.
right? Yeah, okay, we're seeing Fizz. Yes, alright.
For a moment, I thought the game bugged for me, but yes, it's Fizz. Of course, another strong counter. Karthus. I mean, Karthus has a lot of counters in lane. He's relatively squishy, and he has a lack of stun that can stop the enemy from dishing out damage on him. Of course, normal Karthus is an exhaust rather than ignite, because an exhaust is good for when the enemy tries to engage on Karthus and comes to close range.
Quite right, and especially since Karthus is very susceptible to gap closing champions, Fizz is automatically one of the best picks one could pick to counter Karthus in lane.
Yes,
However,
exactly.
we hope. Oh, in fact, Fizz is going for Barrier Ignite instead of opting for the more utility-based flash. Now, Barrier Ignite is great for those, level 2, level 3-ish dives onto very squishy AP champions in the mid lane. Barrier gives him an extra 180-ish, HP.
Sort of HP, yeah.
So it's extremely great for that early game diving, allowing him to easily survive the tower damage.
And something interesting to note also is that the bot lane now is Caitlyn Blitz against John Navarro's lane. So we'll see. I mean, how this turns out to be. I mean, I think it can go to both sides, to be honest. Because if Blitz manages to land a good grab, and Caitlyn manages to use her range, her passive to her advantage, they might easily manage to
Right.
put that Varus out of action, early in the game. But then again, John as a good support offers a